Come on, time. And here's the pitch. It's Matt Wyatt with all the good stuff you need to know right here on the Zone 105.9 and worldwide at the Zone 105.9.com.
Hey, what do you say? Welcome in on a Thursday here in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team. They are your home team. Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. Your hometown heroes, that's your local Farm Bureau Insurance agents. Lots of ways for you to be a part of the show today. For me, it kind of feels like a Friday. Open date for everybody around here this weekend. Well, I guess what I mean by that is primarily State and Ole Miss, and I know that they're not the only ones. Huge game this weekend. You get Alcorn and Jackson State. How about Alcorn? They turned it on. They're up to 5 wins on the year. Jackson State cruising at 8-2. Is that this weekend or is that next? That's this weekend. Anyhow, yeah, so State and Ole Miss, they're off. There's some other teams playing, and so we got games to look at. We'll do that. Coming up. Whatever you want to get into, though, is cool with me here on this Thursday. I think I don't want to speak too soon. I'm just kind of saying it out loud how it feels. Seems like a lot of the lane stuff is dying down. Everybody's just starting to kind of settle in. Anyway, that's the way I feel about it. Now, that could be that I don't really watch or listen to anything, but I digress. But I think that's dying down just a little bit. So we got games to look at. You have high school football around the great state of Mississippi. And, you know, in terms of being 100% familiar with the schedule, I'm not, but we can look it up. But I was thinking that someone mentioned there would be, there would be Thursday games, or are they all on Friday? I was thinking we had some Thursday games. Anyhow, we can look those up. So, yeah, whatever you want to get into is cool with me on this Thursday. You can comment on the live stream. Hey to you. If you're over there on YouTube or Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, feel free to drop a comment over there. I'm sure we'll hear from Sven and some others today on YouTube and others on Facebook. So, yeah, if you type a comment in, it pops up in one column. I can see it. You can text me on the Country Pleasing text line. Country Pleasing sausage on grocery store shelves all around the Southeast. It's the best. Finishing up that crawfish and pork sausage that I've been eating it at breakfast and all that. So be like me. Who says that? Be like me and eat more Country Pleasing sausage. The number to text the show, 885-3776. 601 number, 885-3776. And, of course, you can call me. That way we get to hear your voice. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. So call me on the Junction phone line. Number to call, 897-1059. That's a 601 number, 897-1059. J-Rock, first text. What do you say? See, well, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. First text today. Hey, Matt, he's not going anywhere. He never was going anywhere. It's always just been about getting more money. That's the smart way to do it, I guess. All right. Yeah, well, and you're not the only one who has that theory. I've heard several people say, this is all just a big scam, just trying to get a bigger raise as you can get out of your current employer as possible. That's one way to go about it, isn't it? Maybe it's true. We shall see. I'm tired of it at this point. And I was in on it much later than everyone else, and I'm still already tired of it. You know, after 2 days of talking about it, a couple days ago on Tuesday when I was in the Bureau in Jackson with Beaver, a good 20, 30 minutes of it. And then yesterday we had a little more. I'm sick of it already. I don't care. Joey on Facebook reminding us that State's men's basketball team plays tonight against Kansas State at 8:30. Now, Joey, is that a neutral site? I say that because my man Neil Price, voice of the Dogs, does everything now, basketball, football, and baseball. But he had several pictures from Kansas City and that he posted on social media that I thought, well, okay, so maybe they're playing it in Kansas? Yeah, they're in Kansas City. So they're not in Manhattan, Kansas. I don't know what the event is. Looks like it's called the Hall of Fame Classic. Yeah. So Kansas City is where they're playing it tonight. Yeah, get to watch them. From everything I've picked up on State men's basketball so far is whole brand new team, and boy, do they have a long way to go. That's the way it is. That's the way it sounded to me. Okay, Jake, fine. Jake from Yazoo. He said, let's talk Kiffin. I haven't heard enough about it. Thankfully, though, he was kidding. He said, nah, how about these trees turning beautiful this time of year? Okay, Jake, they are. And up in the northern part of the state where I live, the sugar maples and, the ones that turn the bright red and the bright yellow, they're already through. Like their leaves are on the ground for not all, but for the most part. Yeah. And up here in the northern part of the state, this is just a basic observation, but it seems like for whatever reason, ours they change and they're beautiful, but then they fall so quickly. Like it's a real short-lived deal with the foliage on the trees. And I would assume that, where you are, central and south, maybe they're just now getting to where you want them to be in terms of being really pretty. But up here, they're falling or have already all fallen. Kind of. Man, I tell you what, now it was beautiful up there in Missouri last week. That neck of the woods, it was absolutely beautiful. See, leaves. We can talk about leaves, football, anything but coaches searches. I don't care. I'm sick of that. Tell me when they make a decision. It's like recruiting. Wait, tell me who's on the roster. Now we're good. I don't care prior to that. I do not care prior to that. Oh, so-and-so's leaving. He's now going to coach so-and-so. Now so-and-so has to hire a coach. I don't care. Hail State fan on YouTube says, rain has made its way to Middle Tennessee. Well, good for you. Yeah, I think we're going to get it, in parts of Mississippi tomorrow. Then I think it's going to be really chilly for the week of Thanksgiving when the kids are out of school and for the Egg Bowl, like on that Friday. I'd seen recently in the last couple of days the change in the forecast, but at one point they said there was going to be a high in the 40s on next Friday for the Egg Bowl in Starkville. And that night it's getting down in the 20s, and it'd be down in the 20s the night before, right? So for 11 a.m. game, if it's 20 degrees the night before, if you're planning on putting a tent up and tailgating, you better bundle up because it's going to be nice and chilly. But I saw where they, I think yesterday they said the high temperature of the day of the Egg Bowl might be 50 degrees on the dot, which, if it is, it'd be really nice. It's just going to be cold the night before and cold the night after. Possibly raining too, which I was having a conversation about that with somebody this week, football fan, about maybe it rains on the day of the Egg Bowl. And what I said was, okay, but I want it to slop. If you're the underdog, which State is, and I'm pulling for State in that game, if it's going to rain, just rain, really rain, get all sloppy. That'll probably shorten the game and even it out a little bit. then the whole anything can happen really comes into play. That's what I want. So if it's going to rain, just rain. I'm talking about be sloppy. Let's play in the mud. I like State's chances a whole lot better in that scenario than just cool and sunny and dry. What do y'all think? How do you feel about it? He also said Dak is having another good year. It's a shame that their defense is so bad. It is, and look, they got a little help, and Quentin Williams, who they traded for from the Jets, played well against the Raiders the other night. But the thing about it is, it's the Raiders, and so I don't think I'm fooled by it, thinking that all of a sudden they're a great defense. They're not. But hey, look, they're good enough on offense that even a slight improvement on defense could make a difference. We will see. I saw this today. If you follow me on X, you might have seen it. I responded to this thing. Searching around, seeing what's out there this morning in the sports world, looking on X. Look at college football, things pop up, a whole lot of coaching stuff. You look at the NFL, and there was this thing from Ed Werder, who longtime media member covering the NFL. And he's worked for different entities. I don't know who exactly. It seems like he used to work for the big worldwide acronym. I don't know that he works for him anymore. But Ed Werder being someone, if you follow the NFL recently at all, you know who he is, right? And in response to somebody else's post saying that Dak Prescott only needs 160 yards to pass Tony Romo for the most passing yards in Dallas Cowboys franchise history, which he will get barring an injury. Ed Werder, who's been covering the NFL for a long time in those circles and was, I think, employed by the big worldwide acronym at the time that Dak was coming out of college, said this: "It seemed unimaginable when the Cowboys drafted dual threat quarterback Dak Prescott in the 4th round in 2016 that he would evolve into such an elite passer that this achievement would even be possible. Credit to Prescott's skill set, work ethic, and willingness to be coached." And it's great. I mean, it's a positive. He's complimenting Dak or whatever. And it's not like I feel like I got to jump in, but I just, my thing for someone who I thought it is a good example of how there are lots of people who cover professional sports, in this case, the NFL, and in Dak's case, people who cover the NFL, who they talk in such a way, in their media responsibility so as to prop up the idea that they are credible, that they do a lot of homework and they work hard themselves and study prospects. When in reality, stuff like this proves they don't. There's a lot of those people that just don't watch them. And I couldn't help it. So I fired this off, quoting that particular post on X. It's because, it seemed, he said it seemed unimaginable. I said, it's because so many quote unquote experts didn't watch Dak's 2015 season, his senior year at State. You did not watch him. They sit up there and talk, fake their credibility with words. Anyone with football experience that watched him from 2014 to 15 is not all that surprised that he's gone in there and thrown the ball around and been able to be a passer at that level. All you had to do was watch him in 2015. They didn't do it. Those people were not watching. A lot of them were not watching him. They were forced to be aware of who Dak was, some of these big box media people back then, because in 14 they had a high ranking. They put him on Heisman lists and all that kind of stuff. And that year, and he became a draft prospect. And a lot of the highlights from 14 were of him running the ball because he's this big, strong runner who they couldn't tackle. It was a big part of their offense. And he had the long run against LSU. Okay. And the dual threat stuff in 14. So they were forced to know who he was when he was coming out of college, but they proved they did not watch him. See, and I did by default because I was working, doing the radio stuff. So we saw all the games. I saw every game he played in, calling it in the radio booth of his career at State. And the progression, and the getting better You know, and Ed Werder did compliment him on his work ethic. That is a big part of it. But the getting better and the improving year after year was something that was really obvious. And then from 2014 to 2015, it was remarkable. It was just absolutely remarkable. What he was, I could pull out the film. We could pick any game. We could pick several games. We could do an hour together, sitting here watching film from his senior year. And I could show you some stuff that's like, man, this is incredible. What he's doing now, from living in the pocket, running it less, the rush attempts went down, the productivity went up, completion percentage went up, touchdown interception goes up, yards go up. You could see on film, he's in the pocket reading the whole field. It's no more of a lot of play action where you're eliminating half the field before the snap, which everybody does, which is a big reason why some quarterbacks struggle going from college to the NFL too. They don't talk about it enough because they don't think we're smart enough to understand it. We are. So I'll tell you, that's a big part of it for a lot of college quarterbacks. These RPO college offenses, before they even snap the ball, half of the field is eliminated, either the left side or the right side. So they're only reading half the field anyway, a good portion of the time. You get in the NFL, there's very little of that because NFL defenses are too good and too fast. You can't get away with doing that. You've got to be able to read the whole field the whole time, every play, and process really quickly. Well, he was doing that stuff under Mullen in 15. He was living in the pocket off of his right arm that entire year. And it was one of, well, for sure, I mean, not even close in terms of state quarterbacks, the best season throwing the football I've ever seen a state quarterback have. But it's one of, the best overall seasons in terms of efficiency and decision-making, because you remember in 15, he wasn't on as great a team, particularly up front in front of him, as I've seen from guys in college, period. I mean, that progression was that good. And it frustrated me back then. The idiots. I'm talking, I can't help it. I just got to say it. The unashamedly idiotic takes that he was some kind of athlete only who couldn't throw the ball. I'm like, you just have not been watching him. Pull out the tape. Let's just watch it. And the thing about it is he goes in the 4th round because he had the hiccup off the field, remember? He had to run in with the Starkville law enforcement thing. Without that, he's drafted way higher than the 4th round, and that's a fact. So they knew it. The people who watched the tape knew it. Yet back then, here's your media. Some people's he's a tight end trying to play quarterback. You idiot. You surely you have more intelligence than that. Oh, well, people just cannot fathom that he's turned into the passer he's turned into. Tell me you didn't watch him his senior year without actually telling me that. Okay, so it's just one of, I think, many examples, y'all. And they're not watching the kids. They're not watching all these guys. They watch some of them. Maybe part of the reason when you come down to like combine stuff and draft coverage and all, maybe one of the reasons the big desks have lots of people on it is so they can split it up and say, hey, here, you study these guys, we're going to cover them, and then you study this one, and then because it would be hard for one person to be ultimately familiar with all the draft prospects. But at the same time, back then, I mean, Dak's a quarterback. It's not like he was an offensive guard who was on the verge of being drafted. He was one of the top 7 or 8 quarterbacks on the list. They didn't watch him. What I'm telling you is, then or now, anyone who says it's just unfathomable that Dak Prescott is the kind of passer he is in the NFL after what he was in college, they didn't watch him. Anybody who says that did not watch him his senior year at State and was not familiar with it and does not know what's coming out of their mouth. I'm telling you. All right. We might change the subject here. Let's see where this goes. Over to the Junction phone line. Junction Delis across the state. fueled by Prince Oil Company. It's Wayne on line 1. What's up, Wayne?
All right, brother, I need to borrow some money. You need
You need some money for what?
Oh, I done bought me a new SUV. I done paid for it, brother.
Okay. What happened though with hey, Wayne, what happened with the guy who bought a car in your name and you didn't know about it and stuff?
I finally got all that cleared up, man.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
I'm going after y'all for first tomorrow.
Are you really? Well, why don't we meet up next week?
We y'all off this week, aren't
Yeah. I'll actually be down there next Tuesday.
But I'll get with you then, brother.
Okay. Man, thank you. I love that stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, I got me 3 cases coming.
Oh boy. You'll have a good bit to give away. You're not going to eat all that, are you?
No, I give it away.
Good stuff.
I'm gonna say y'all gonna beat them damn rebels.
You think so?
And y'all got a good chance to do it.
Okay.
That dang Egg Bowl, you don't never know who's gonna win.
If it rains and gets really wet, do you think that helps State or hurts them?
I don't know. State's biggest problem gonna be half of that running back.
Okay. All right. Hey, Wayne, appreciate the phone call. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take care.
Yep, you too. Hey, and congrats on the new SUV, he said. We still got to get him to put that phone up to his ear, though, don't we? But that's okay. That's all right. All right, just getting started, y'all. Your texts, your comments coming up. Stick around.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Y'all like coffee? I know you do. Check it out. Little High Point Roasters from New Albany, Mississippi. That is the breakfast blend. It's a whole bean. And if you notice, that's how much I've had already. Brazil Oberon. Not Ogeron or Orgeron, you LSU. No, Brazil Oberon. That ain't all. We got that. What flavor is that? Papua New Guinea grade AA. Bring it on. High Point Roasters, New Albany, Mississippi. Roasted right there. That's whole bean. One more. I got more. Ah, tried and true. Magnolia.
He's got a menu full on the Zone 1059 and worldwide at thezone1059.com.
Back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance, go with the home team. Look here. Jared commented on Facebook. He said, what are y'all heathens talking about today? Well, Jared, so far it was that State's playing basketball tonight in Kansas City. And people, NFL media people are saying that it was unfathomable that Dak would ever be the passer that he is currently in the NFL. And I say that that's asinine if all you do is watch his senior year. So we talked about that. JS290, in that line of thinking, sports journos dumber than regular journos. And regular journos dumb as rocks. You know, it is kind of interesting. If you think about it, JS290, the interesting bridge that everybody jumps across in the journalism world or has in the last 25 to 30 years. So, you know, almost 3 decades of this kind of thing happening more often. I guess maybe it had something to do with the internet. I don't know. But when you think about it, just kind of think about what used to be and initially and historically, even from a definition standpoint, what journalism, if you want to, you know, use that word, what journalism was. Well, what was it? It was just straight fact and event coverage. No slants, no opinions. I mean, you'd have like what, columnists or, you know, an opinion column. You'd even have an opinion editor like at papers and stuff, because that was different than the other stuff. And everything else journalists were covering, it was just get the quotes, get the facts, present it, lay it out, walk away. And what happened is all these people who came up into journalism, let's go sports. All these people who came up in the sports journalism world, because they were around it and covered it, all of a sudden everybody crossed the bridge into, they know what they're talking about. They evaluate players, evaluate coaches, evaluate teams, and they are the opinionated ones with the credibility that you should listen to. Think about that. But you came up in a world where opinion was never even a part of it. Knowledge really wasn't. It was just, and not experience. It was just straight up cover the facts and the events and lay them out for the audience and let the audience figure it out. And that somehow qualifies you and prepares you to now cross the bridge over here into the area of you're the expert. When did that start happening? Weird to me how it happened when you really take a look at it. Jared said, Rain Dakota Prescott proved he was going to be a great tight end in the NFL, hasn't he? Yeah. He quoted JS290 quoted somebody earlier. Who? I can't, but somebody's quote, the problem with experts is they don't know they do not know what they do not know. Right. But, even in part of it, you can't convince them they don't know. QB1 on the country pleasing text line says, agreed on Dak, and proof is that he was good from snap one during preseason his rookie year. He didn't slip on a football, miraculously tweak his throwing arm like in rookie of the year. Right. It's good from the get-go, as soon as he got an opportunity. Jason in Flagstaff. By the way, thanks for the picture. The snow out there, that is absolutely beautiful. You may be sick of it already, but I would love to see it. And then he said, Dak 2015 is one of the very few examples I've seen of a quarterback almost single-handedly carrying a team. No doubt. I mean, he was in a lot of respects. I remember that LSU game that year, Jason. LSU won it. It was a close game at the end. What was it, a 2-point win maybe for LSU? But one of those where they were much better than State in lots of spots, including the line of scrimmage. But because Dak was out there, you had a chance to win it. And it was because of him. And throwing the ball is what I'm talking about. Because of him, living in the pocket, reading sideline to sideline, whole field, reading coverage rotation underneath, over the top. It was really good. And I'm sitting there watching it back then going, good night. The jump that he's made from one year to the next is incredible. John in Rolling Fork says, but Matt, Mel Kiper said Shedeur Sanders was the highest rated QB in last year's draft. These quote unquote experts don't have a clue. I mean, they really don't. Grumpy said, Matt, Neil Price reached a point in his career to have a personal assistant. Grumpy hopes Beaver has more positive thoughts about the champ. LOL, Hail State. Well, Neil was just taking his own pictures when he got to Kansas City. I figured they got there and went out to eat and stuff like that. So he was the one that did it and posted it. And then he said, P.S. Ed Werder is one of Grumpy's favorites. Go Dak and the Cowboys. I agree. Like Ed Werder, I don't have anything against him whatsoever. It's just that I saw that, which kind of gives you an indication of what he and many others that, I know they cover the NFL, Grumpy, but part of that is covering guys who will potentially be in the NFL come combine and draft time. So they're not oblivious to college football. Well, what were they watching? What did they think they were watching when they watched Dak play in 2015? I honestly, what I'm telling you is we're not sitting here having a conversation about Dak being one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. That's not what we're doing. The premise of that thing I saw today was, people are just flabbergasted that Dak has been able to become the passer that he is in the NFL. Why? What were you watching? Because I'm not surprised. You don't put up the kind of pass numbers from the shot, living in the shotgun, on a team that didn't run it as effectively as they did the year before. You don't have the kind of passing season that he had in 2015, his senior year, especially, and watch it with your own eyes and watch what he's doing. He didn't have that kind of season unless it's elite. It was. Go look it up. And man, if you listen to some of those guys, and here we are all these years later, they still can't believe it. What are you watching? You've had 10 years to go back and watch his senior year and see if this makes sense. Go back and watch it. It makes sense. It's on YouTube. Just all I'm asking is for the talking heads to put some work behind what they're saying. Okay. And at least on their own accord, try to back up their own credibility that they supposedly have. Put some work into it. Don't just say things and repeat it because you heard somebody else say it. I get tired of that. Nick texted the show on the Country Pleasing text line and said, folks just know with all this doom and gloom that is state football and hoops. In February, the sun's going to shine. Best roster with the best coach we've ever had in any sport will take the field at Duty Noble. Dynasty begins, he says. Can't wait. He's calling it now before Thanksgiving in November, that come February, it's the launch of a dynasty. Mississippi State baseball under Brian O'Connor. No pressure, Coach Oak, no pressure. But to say that we have expectations, I think that would be an understatement now, wouldn't it? Nunya texted the show and said, I do not want Ole Miss to run the football. We are consistent at not stopping the run. Give me 3 interceptions and we win by 3, mark it down. Okay, was that in regards to the weather? I mean, that's what I was saying. Okay, if it supposedly might rain on the day of the game on that Friday after Thanksgiving, I'm kind of thinking, man, just rain and be sloppy. Let's play in the mud. I think that would actually help State, but maybe not. Am I crazy? See, I took that, Nunya, as you saying, like if it rains and it's muddy, then you know, everybody will run the ball, including Ole Miss, and we don't want that because our defense can't stop that. Maybe so. And Jason in Flagstaff, he texted, he said, journalism jumped off the cliff when cable news, talk radio, etc., realized that pandering to various demographics and flinging garbage that sounds good is grotesquely more profitable and easier than finding and telling truth. It's a good way to put it. I think there's some truth there. It's a good way to put that. I did see that, Lewis. Lewis on YouTube said, did y'all see that Dak's on the injured list with a sore hip? He's going to kind of go through the walkthrough. Not sure about the game. Imagine he will. Yeah, they got the Eagles coming in there, right? And the Eagles are going to wear the old Kelly green uniform. They ought to wear that all the time. Looks better. But I did see that. I thought I saw where the Cowboys coach, though, said that it's not a big deal and Dak was going to play, but not sure. All right. We got headlines coming up, and I have one particular headline that we have to bounce it off Beaver. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like it before. In fact, I know I haven't. Not ever seen anything like it before in a headline regarding college football. So that's coming up. That's coming up in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Junction Deli's Convenience Redefined and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way, that brand spanking new Junction Deli, Chevron, right across the highway from Germantown High School. It's in Canton. We say Gluckstadt. Do you realize they and other Junction Delis, they serve country pleasing sausage over there on the buffet? They don't get much better than that. The Junction and Prince Oil Company. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau insurance here in North Mississippi, it is absolutely coming a flood right now. I'm talking about big rain, big thunder. And I probably should just go ahead and let Beaver know that the last time this happened was when that micro burst came through here, and it was like a 5-minute tornado in one square mile area, like a tornado hit, knocked trees down, knocked the power out, threw our trampoline up against the neighbor's house. I mean, broke everything, broke all kinds of stuff. Trees across driveways. It has really decided to rain. It's been a while since we had this kind of rain. I don't have a premonition that something bad's going to happen. I'm just letting you know, just be ready. Just be ready. If the power were to go out, or was to lose power, it would be the 3rd time in about 2 months, something like that's happening. Okay, listen, let me back it, because I teased something before the break, and then in the break I researched it a little bit, and I'm not sure that it's real. There was this story out there when you search college football on X. It might have been fake, that popped up about UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso, being under investigation by the FBI for potentially taking donations from the Mexican cartel for NIL. So since I couldn't find any legit reporting on it, I'm going to just assume that's fake. And we'll move on to other headlines.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world.
Good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News.
Here's what's making news.
Headlines on the show brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. Anything mortgage related, buying, refinancing, whatever, that's where you want to go. mortgagemanms.com. First up, Sark. Not going anywhere. Texas coach Steve Sarkisian pushed back against claims that he's looking to leave Texas. Yesterday, he said, quote, not going anywhere. Addressing reports about his potential departure, he called them absolutely false and untrue. 5th-year Longhorns coach. You realize he's been there 5 years? He said he normally doesn't address rumors about his future, but he felt that he needed to do that. Sark, not going anywhere, according to himself. How about a good old NIL headline? You want one of those? Don't touch that dial. Don't you touch it. Just hang on a minute. The College Sports Commission, the new enforcement agency of college sports, has asked all schools under its purview to agree to waive their right to challenge future punishments in court as part of an agreement that would give the agency significant power to investigate and punish rule breakers in the era of NIL deals and direct athlete payments. The CSC, that's the College Sports Commission, launched in July, sent a 10-page membership agreement to all Power Conference schools yesterday afternoon. Ole Miss got it, State got it, Southern Miss got it, everybody got it. Yesterday afternoon. The membership agreement, 10 pages of it, asked them to sign it in the next 2 weeks. Terms of the agreement are designed to close loopholes that have made it difficult for the NCAA and the Sports Commission to enforce rules that they have established, and some that have been set by the recent House settlement that dictate how college athletes can be paid. The agreement will not go into effect unless every school signs it. So every school got a 10-page membership agreement. They are asking the school to sign on the dotted line that they will waive the right to challenge future punishments in court as part of this agreement. It would give the College Sports Commission significant power to investigate and punish rule breakers in NIL deals, in this era of NIL deals and athlete payments. What about that? And then it says, either all y'all sign your agreement or nobody signs it. It won't go into effect unless every school signs it. How do you get that done? Will they sign it? Would it be best for them to sign it? Would it be best for the whole thing for schools to waive their right to sue their own organization that they agree to be a part of? Would it be best? Would it work? All I have are questions. And those are your headlines, brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. mortgagemanms.com. Will weighs in on YouTube. He said, here's another college football headline. The Boca Raton Bowl has an agreement with Bush's Beans as the title sponsor. The bowl will now be called Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. And I agree with this too. He followed it up. He said, but in my opinion, this is all pointless unless you dump a big bucket of baked beans on the winning coach. We're already doing mayonnaise. Stupid. You talk about stupid. But we're already doing that. Let's do beans now. No, let's do beans. Nick texted here and said, if it's a mud bowl, KT better be taking the snaps. Well, sure. Right. Better runner, harder to tackle, a little more explosive runner. The mud bowl is going to bring the ball out of the air more. You're not going to be throwing it up there. Boy, I tell you what, if it rains next Friday like it's raining right now in North Mississippi, nobody's throwing any passes. You hear me? Denzel texts the show. Says, if I was an AD at any Power 4 school or Group of 5 school, I'd take that agreement, rip it up, and burn it. Why give the NCAA power when they don't have it right now? They brought it on themselves. Gosh, I know. And regarding who will sign it, I mean, Thibodeau, he texted the show. He said, no signatures, none. So I'm thinking, like, they're certainly not going to get every school under the NCAA umbrella to sign it. That's the thing. And saying, okay, it's almost like it's a moot point. Like, you know what the outcome is going to be when you mail those things out, Thibodeau. That by going, okay, either all schools sign this agreement to waive their right to sue us for punishment on NIL stuff. They all sign it and it goes in. But even if we something's weird there. Don't you agree? I'm going, all right. So you know they're not going to sign it. And so you send it anyway, and then you make sure the word gets out that you have sent this. It's almost like intentionally putting the onus on, publicly, just putting it out there publicly to say, see, we're trying. We tried to do it. See what I mean? We sent a thing. They don't want to sign it. Hey, fans. Hey, public. The reason you have the Wild Wild West and no rules and no enforcement, we're trying. It's the schools. They don't want it. They wouldn't sign the thing that says that they would agree not to sue us. Which, okay, step away without all the context that we kind of know in our own heads. You're a voluntary member of this organization. Yet you're sitting on ready to sue it. Nobody's forced you to be a member of the NCAA. But you and your league, y'all are part of it. You've propped it up. You've paid for them. You've paid for this thing to exist. And then you're going to sue them. There's a whole lot of things that don't make a lot of sense. But I'm like you, Thibodeau. They're not going to sign it. Why send it and make it public? There's some other motivation there that I'm trying to figure out what that is. All right. That's it for hour one. Hour two, in the Bureau coming up. The Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team. Hour two coming up. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille. It's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple, bun size, 3 links, bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage.
After these messages, we'll be right
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash, and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwhyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwhyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
Rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-298-2007. That's 800-298-2007. 800-298-2007.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet? RV wins! Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach? RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec full